Critical Project Communications Management, Skills, Tools, and Techniques, presented by Mark Lanz for the Project and Change Management course at City University of Seattle. So, communications management. PMI describes communication management as providing the critical links among people, ideas, and information that are necessary for success. Everyone involved on the project must be prepared to send and receive communications and must understand how the communications in which they are involved affect the project as a whole. And that is a key element, how communications affects the project as a whole. So why manage communication? The general management skill of communicating is related to, but not the same as providing project communications management. Communicating is a broader subject and involves a substantial body of knowledge that is not unique to the project context. So, for example, there's feedback loops and barriers to communications, when to communicate in writing versus orally, and when to write an informal memo versus a more formal report. Communication planning involves determination of the information and communication needs of the stakeholder. Who needs what information, when they need it, how it will be given to them, and by whom. While all projects share the need to communicate information, the informational needs and the methods of distribution vary widely. Identifying the informational needs of the stakeholder and determining a suitable means of meeting those needs is an important factor for project success. Project stakeholders are individuals and organizations that are actively involved in the project, or whose interests may be positively or negatively affected as a result of the project execution or completion. They may also exert influence over the project and its results. The project management team must identify the stakeholders, determine their requirements, and then manage and influence those requirements to ensure a successful project. The individual needs of various stakeholders should be analyzed to develop a logical view of their information needs and sources to meet those needs. The analysis should consider methods and technologies suited to the project that will provide the information needs. Now, one word of warning. Care should be taken to avoid wasting resources on unnecessary information or inappropriate technology. Communication requirements are the sum of the information requirements of project stakeholders. Requirements are defined by combining the type and format of information required and the analysis of the value of that information. Project resources should be expended only on communicating information that contributes to the success or where a lack of communication can lead to failure. So choosing the right communication is key. The number of communication channels increases exponentially as the number of stakeholders increases. In practical terms, this means that there is an inherent tendency towards complexity of communications on a project as the number of stakeholders goes up, and it is important for the project manager to limit the complexity by introducing a communications plan that gives enough information to stakeholders, but not so much that they are inundated by information that may not necessarily be needed. Another critical key element. A communications management plan is a document that provides a collection and filtering structure that details what methods will be used to gather, store, and escalate various types of information. Procedures should also cover collecting and disseminating updates and corrections to previously distributed material. It also includes a distribution structure that details to whom information will flow and what methods will be used to distribute various types of information amongst other things. Information distribution involves making needed information available to project stakeholders in a timely manner. It includes implementing the communications management plan as well as responding to unexpected requests for information. Information can be shared by team members and stakeholders through a variety of methods, including project meetings, hard copy document distribution, file share access, electronic and voicemail, and video conferencing, to name a few. Information can be gathered and retrieved through a variety of methods. The most common methods of manual filing systems, electronic databases, project management software, and systems that allow access to technical documentation, such as engineering drawings, design specifications, and test plans. These systems are dependent on the communication technology specified. As part of a general management skills, communication skills are used to exchange information. Communication skills ensure the right person gets the right information at the right time, as defined in the Communications Management Plan. The sender is responsible for making the information clear and complete so the receiver can receive it correctly and confirm that it is properly understood. The receiver is responsible for making sure the information is received in its entirety and understood correctly. So that's another really important key element, is that there is a level of understanding and that each person exchanging information is aware of that. As the name of this process suggests, it ensures all stakeholders are actively managed throughout the project and kept up to date with the latest appropriate information. If stakeholders are poorly managed, then a myriad of issues can start to arise that may threaten the project objectives if not dealt with swiftly. For this reason, the process is there to identify stakeholder issues or concerns in a timely manner and resolve them swiftly in a proactive manner. That's another key element, proactive versus reactive. So, what are some of the reasons to manage stakeholders? Stakeholder management is an important aspect of any project. Most projects involve multiple stakeholders, and each one potentially has the ability to speed up, slow down, or completely obstruct progress. Stakeholders may not be in the driving seat, but they can be extremely useful as advocates, sponsors, and agents of change. It is important to note just how much one remembers after a few weeks, depending on the various forms of communication and how this has an effect on the stakeholder management and communications. Performance reporting, that's another key element. It involves collecting and disseminating performance information to provide stakeholders with information about how resources are being used to achieve project objectives. This process includes such things as status reporting describing where the project now stands, progress reporting describing what the project team has accomplished, and forecasting that predicts future project status and progress. Performance reporting should generally provide information on scope, schedule, cost, and quality. Many projects also require information on risk and procurement, with reports being prepared comprehensively or on an exceptions basis. Performance reporting includes performance review meetings held to assess project status and progress in conjunction with one or more performance reporting techniques. Now, earned value analysis is the most common method of performance measurement, in addition to Gantt charts showing activity, start and end dates, as well as expected duration, and sometimes dependencies. They are relatively easy to read and are frequently used in management presentations. So in summary, critical project communications includes the processes required to ensure timely and appropriate administration of project information. It provides the critical links among people, ideas, and information that are necessary for project success. We also need to remember it's critical. The number of communication channels increases exponentially as the number of stakeholders increases. It is critical to the project to have a solid communications plan in place, effectively outlining the expectations for communication. Stakeholders must be actively managed throughout the project and kept up to date with the latest appropriate information. Procedures should also be in place setting expectations for collecting and disseminating updates and corrections to previously distributed material. And that concludes the communications presentation. Thank you.